Hello, and welcome to day 3 of our 30-day challenge of self-care done together. Now, today we're going to be talking about how to recognize when you are self-sabotaging. Now, self-sabotage doesn't always manifest as procrastination. Self-sabotage, sometimes it may look like overcommitting to situations that drain your energy, making it impossible to focus and on what truly matters. Does that sound like something you do? Other times it appears like perfectionism. Ugh. It looks like perfectionism, constantly refining, revising, and over analyzing, just over analyzing for no reason, which brings up self-doubt. Whatever you talk yourself out of, all those opportunities, when you talk yourself out of them before you even give yourself a running chance, those are signs you're self-sabotaging. English is going to do good with me today. So there are going to be a couple words that I mention over and over again. And the reason why I'm mentioning these words over and over again is because I want to drive the nail home, right? So once again, sometimes self-sabotage might look like perfectionism, waiting until it's perfect before starting, overthinking, turning simple decisions into mental battles, procrastination, avoiding what you know you should do, also pushing people away when you fear being truly seen. And that one kind of stings, right? The next one is doubting yourself. Now, doubting yourself, believing you're not ready yet when you actually are, that's one of the biggest forms. And listen, y'all, it's sabotage, right? If you don't know who that is, that's the Beastie Boys. You should know who that is. But if you do, write it in the comments, do you? But anyways, if you are new to my channel, my name is Goddess Kamini, and if you are coming back, thank you very much for coming back. I appreciate it. Here on my channel, we deep dive into self-awareness, personal growth, and creating a life that truly reflects who we are. That's the goal of this channel. And like I said, sabotage. Let's get into it. First things first, what is self-sabotage? Self-sabotage is when you unconsciously create obstacles that prevent you from achieving goals and happiness or success. It's like setting up roadblocks on your own path. Worst thing about it is most times we don't even know that we're doing it. So, how do you know when you're self-sabotaging? Well, I'm going to tell you. I have 6 examples here. And like I said, I got to drive that nail home because these are really, really big things that we don't really pay attention to. So, number 1. Procrastination. That's not a nation that I live in. If you have a big dream, but you keep putting it off, like, I'll start tomorrow, it always becomes into, I'll start next week, then you never end up doing it. Does that sound familiar to any of you? Number 2, perfectionism. I'm chopping this down right now myself. Perfectionism. You tell yourself it has to be perfect before you can start or share it with the world. Spoiler alert! With big, 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 big red lights. Perfect doesn't exist. It doesn't. And the only thing in this world that's perfect, let me tell you, this is going to shock you. The only thing that's perfect in this world is you. Let me tell you why you're perfect. Because all of your imperfections, those are only boxes that you check off. You could have a twin, triplet, quadruplets, whatever. You could be the octomom, one of the siblings. And you still be completely different even while being the same. It's all your imperfections that make you perfect, because that makes you uniquely you. All right. Number 3, negative self-talk. Your inner voice, if it keeps telling you you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you're not compatible enough, it's like carrying a personal critic everywhere you go. Like, that's like the nagging mother-in-law of your head. Like, no, don't. We're going to get you out of that. Number 4, this happened to me. And when I realized that I did this to myself, I'll tell you, I was so mad. But the fact that I learned my lesson, I was grateful, because I was able to pull something positive out of that huge ass negative. Okay. So number 4, the fear of success. Believe it or not, the fear of success can be just as scary as failure. You might downplay your achievements or shy away from opportunities because deep down you fear the responsibility that comes with being successful. And you know that line, with great power comes great responsibility. You know what I'm saying? That was like my hero voice. Responsibility. Let me stop. But so fear of success is a huge thing. Number 5, settling for less. Baby, don't settle for less. Settling for less. You stay in a situation, relationship, or a job that you know isn't right for you because change feels too risky. But look, the comfort zone can be a cage, my love. Let me tell you about this really, really famous general. He was famous for giving whoever he was going to execute, he was famous for letting them pick how they died. And he only gave them 2 options. He said, you go out this door right here, and as soon as you close the door, 18 of my men are on that side. We're going to give it to you. You're going to dance for us. And then you're going to fall and you're going to sleep forever. That's what he said. And then, and then he was like, choice number 2, you can go out that door. And so he gives these 3 people this choice, and 99.9 out of 10 people would choose the first door because they know what's going to happen. They're going to get shot to death, right? And on the second door, you don't know what's going to happen. So the first guy, he's like, I'll pick the first door. He goes out there, closes the door. They made him dance. That's what they did. Moved his body out the way. The second guy, he's like, I'll go out the first door. They lit him up again. And then the third one, the general was like, okay, you choosing the first door or the second door? And he's like, I'm going to choose the second door. And he's like, wait, what? Why are you choosing the second door? And he's like, because I know for a fact that if I go out that door, when that door closes, I'm going to get lit up, I'm going to dance, and then I'm going to fall on the floor and I'm going to go to sleep, and that's just the end. but I don't know what's going to happen when I go out that door. And the general said, wow, no one ever picks this door. And he's like, why? And the general was like, because people are more comfortable with knowing what will happen. They know the outcome, the circumstances of the outcomes, and they'll go with that versus the unknown. The unknown is always a painful situation, subject, right? So the general opens the door for him. There's no guns. There's no knives. There's nobody. And he's like, there's nobody here to take my life. And he's like, well, you took your life back by making the choice to take your life back. The other door was going to kill you for sure. So people pick that door because unknown. And he's like, oh my God. So I keep that story with me all the time. Now, excuse me. Oh my goodness. I just want to ask, have you ever heard that story? Fear of success, right? Settling for less. Now, number 6 is destructive habits. Maybe you overreact, overspend. Maybe you even push people away when things start going well. These are often subconscious ways of keeping yourself in the safe zone. These are self-destructive behaviors. Now, okay, we've identified signs, a couple of signs that talk about why we do, about what it is that we do, but I want to talk about why it is that we do this. Why do we self-sabotage? Like, we know we're meant for greatness, but why do we do this? I'm going to give you 3 examples why. Don't let this trigger you. But if it does, good. Go with it. Why does it trigger you? So number 1, fear of failure or rejection. If you don't know, if you don't try, you'll never fail. And that's what people think is right. But that's wrong. Avoiding failure guarantees that you will never succeed. If you don't know that English is my second language, bear with me because English is my second language. Okay. So if you never set out to try and you know you're destined for greatness, shame. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that. Number 2, deep-seated beliefs. Like sometimes childhood experiences or like past traumas, these are planted beliefs in our mind. Like a couple of examples are, you may say you don't deserve happiness, or success isn't for a person like you. Those beliefs are frackin' lies, and it's time for you to unlearn them. Bring me those beliefs and I'll help you fight those things. I'm going to teach you how. And number 3, being comfort in familiarity. Even when something is bad for us, it feels safer settling with that unknown, but growth happens when we're outside our comfort zone. That's like when you ever hear those guys or those girls that are like, oh, I stayed with my baby mother or my baby father because of the children. Baby, you stayed miserable because you liked it? Get out of here. You tell them to get on. We can co-parent. That's a real thing these days. So now for the part, this is for the part you've been waiting for. And I'm about to help you stop self-sabotaging and step into your power. And I got 5 things for you. And then, I can't tell you right now. I'll tell you in a minute. But I got 5 ways for you to to stop self-sabotaging. And you can practice these whenever you want to, okay? So number one, self-awareness, right? Pay attention to your thoughts, to your actions. Ask yourself, is this behavior helping me or is it hurting me? Awareness is the first step to change. The first step to change. Because if you don't know there's a problem, you don't know there's a problem. But the beautiful thing about you finding out that there's a problem is if you find out there's a problem and you continue to do that problem, you are making a conscientious decision to still live in that problem. That's like if you have somebody that cooks you breakfast every morning and it's the breakfast that you want every morning, but you know they put a little squeeze of poison in it and mix it in there. And you know this, but you're like, but this is the breakfast I wanted to eat, so I'm just going to eat it. It's just a little bit of poison. I'm going to put my rosy glasses on. What? You know this person is poisoning you. So how long do you ingest that poison? And if you're the one feeding yourself this poison, what in the hell? What? These are just some things to think about. Self-awareness starts with you. It's like, if you wouldn't let a certain person talk to you a certain way, like, let's just say you're a guy and another guy comes up and he's being disrespectful. Girls talk different than guys, so I'm not even going to play like I know, right? So he's being disrespectful to you. You're not going to let that slide. And if you're a female and the girl's saying, I can see your lace front and I can see that those are the same clothes that you wore 2 days in a row. Because that's how girls talk sometimes when they're ratchet. And you talking to her all wrong, right? She's not going to stand for that. So if you're not going to let somebody else slide on you, why would you let you slide on you? If you're not going to let somebody else do something to you, why would you do that to yourself? That's hypocritical behavior. Let's get to number 2. Challenge negative thoughts. Okay, so when you hear that inner critic, question it. Like, is this really true? Or is it just the fear talking? Because if somebody were to walk up to you, and let's say you wanted to be a singer all your life, and since you were a baby, you had that voice and you could just belt it out and you, whatever, right? And people told you, nah, you can't do that. No, you can't do that. You would be like, yes, I can. Right? Because as children, we believe in ourselves. Yes, I can do it. So when that person on the inside, that's your ego, which your ego just tries to protect you because it doesn't want to see you get hurt. Because it remembers that one time in 4th grade when you tried to talk to that girl, or when you had to stand up and read that book and you stuttered and everybody laughed. You know what I'm saying? So that ego is there to protect you. Number 3, take small steps. Okay? You don't have to make massive, giant, overnight, changes. That's not a real thing. Start with small, intentional steps towards your towards your goal. Progress. You got to choose progress over perfection. Because if you're trying to put a book out there, or you have some idea and you're trying to put it out there and nobody's messing with you, or, you got second in place for some idea that you had, or whatever the situation is, right? You don't let that deter you and be like, oh, I should have waited until it was absolutely perfect. Nah, you have to say, okay, They gave me feedback and they said that they don't like the shape of this drone that I invented because the wings look like bat wings instead of angel wings. So I'm just going to switch that up. No, life is about making constant pivots. There's never going to be a straight line, no matter how hard you try to prepare. So number 4, let's rewire your brain. Affirmations, therapy, get some therapy, y'all. I got therapy. I'm a life coach. A big thing that people say in any type of entrepreneurial industry, they say if your coach doesn't have a coach, they are a hypocrite. If your mentor doesn't have a mentor, that's not the mentor for you. Because if you're not constantly learning and growing, you are staying stagnant. And that is not where you grow. That's your comfort zone. Okay? So you are worthy of success. I know if it helps you at all, if you have Post-its, take Post-its and write on them, and you can stick them places. Like if you know you're going to look in the mirror in the morning to brush your teeth, say something that'll make you laugh. Look, when you're writing it down, say, if you're a girl, I noticed that thing looking right today. Okay, or if you're a guy, that lineup is what it is today. I see you out there doing big things. Pump yourself up. Rewire those limiting beliefs. And number 5 is surround yourself with support. Your environment matters. Being around people who uplift you, not who feed your doubts. So let me give you an example of what those two things look like. Somebody that lifts you up, they'll say, man, I know you said you wanted to go back to school. Are you doing that now? And you say, yeah, I'm doing that. And they say, good. What are you studying again? You need some help with that? Oh, you're doing mechanics? Well, my car, you know what I'm saying? And you're really good at this. And they're going to pump you up. They're going to seek out your services. They're going to try and uplift you and help you shine your light brighter. Now, on the other side, people who don't do that, they feed into your self-doubt. They'll say, and I don't know if you've ever had somebody love you to death, but you better not. You get that away from me. Don't you dare love me to death. Get that out of here. When somebody says they'll love you to death, let me explain what that means. When somebody loves you, that's okay. But when they say they love you to death, this is what they really mean. Let's just say you're starting a business and your mom or your grandma comes up to you and they're like, baby, I know you're starting your business and this is what you really want to do and you invested it in it. I think you'll really do good, but is that something that you really want to do? I mean, I was talking to my friend at the bingo and they said that, they had a cousin that did that and it didn't really go through for them. And in their heart of hearts, they love you so much they want to extinguish your light, not knowing because they love you, but they're loving you to death. So your hope, your dream, whatever it was that you were doing, they're putting doubts on that. They're trying to throw shade on your dang parade. And you got to say, back, get that shit out of here. Get out of here with that, okay? So now, hey, it's call to action time. I'm so excited. Okay. So, call to action time. Tag a friend. Tag a friend who needs to see this video. Like, it's sabotage and we trying to work it out, right? Tag a friend. Also, write in the comments if there was anything that you learned from today's topic. You actually commenting, letting me know, it lets me know that I'm on the same frequency that people that get me. And I really only want to be with people that get me. You get me? You know, I want to be up here and vibe high. And people who just, they watch your video and they don't comment, but they snicker in the background. What? Did you learning something? Hopefully. Why else you on my video? You know this is self-awareness. But you liking, sharing, commenting on my video, it really, really helps me know that I'm out here speaking to the right people and my voice needs to be heard like I feel like it needs to be heard. Now, grab your journal. Yes, it's that time. Grab your journal. And out of these habits that I just gave you, write down which one you realized that you have been doing. Then I want you to dig deeper and write why you've been doing it. I know that's hard. I told you self-awareness is not easy. But let's just say perfectionism. That's one that I really, really struggled with. really struggled with. And if I were writing down, I would say, okay, perfectionism is something that I have been struggling with. And then I would write something along the lines, because you got to write why you've been struggling. And I would say something along the lines of, because if I don't put it out there, if I put my work out there and it's not good enough and somebody laughs at me and they tell me that I'm not doing a good job or I need to go back and get a job, or, you know, what if I put myself out there and people give me bad reviews, or, you know, they tell me stuff that breaks me down. And I just had a whole realization. This is why I do this. But then the most important part, after you realize why you had that habit, after that, you get the freedom to ditch it because now you know about it. And if I continue to procrastinate, every time I realize I'm procrastinating and I continue to do it, I made a conscious decision that I am procrastinating and I am prepared to fail because I care so much about what other people think about what I am putting out there. But if I worry about always being good enough for somebody, I know I won't be good enough for anybody. But I know I'm good enough for me. So even though my English isn't so great sometimes, I'm out here talking and then I'll be like, oop, my bad. English is hard for me today. You know what I'm saying? You can't be harder on me than I am on myself. I can't be harder on you than you are on yourself. I know you've heard that we're all our worst critics. These are true things. Now, I hope you learned something from that. Don't forget to write in the comments. Self-sabotage doesn't have to control your life. The more you become aware of it, the more power you have to change it. You let today be the day you take your power back and say no to self-sabotage. Say no. And then go, oh. My tism, y'all. It's my tism. Okay, so if this video resonated with you, like I said, please like, please share, please comment. Follow me on YouTube. I just realized I can go live on the Tiki, so I'm about to go do stuff on there. I got to make a whole nother thing for TikTok. Did you see the perfectionism right there? It's an everyday struggle. But yes, please like, share, subscribe, comment. And if you found this valuable and there's somebody that is out there that you think that they might be good with learning this information, yo, send it to them. Oh, also, if you're not currently following me on all of my platforms, yo, follow me, yo. Gotta tell you, you have to remember this. You are infinite, you are limitless, and abundance is your state of being. It's your natural state of being. Join me tomorrow as we discuss the topic of journaling prompts for self-discovery. I will see you there. Goddess out.